5. Oh, hello and welcome to another episode of the exclusive podcast. My name is Ryder, and I'm here with my friend and co-host Mims. Say hello, Mims.
What's up, people?
And it is episode 8. We are trucking along. It is October 24th, 2001.
It is not 2001.
2021. And it's actually October 25th, the day this will drop, but we are recording on October 24th. And yeah, episode 8. And what's in store for episode 8, you might be asking? We got a couple things. We got the usual, Peterman players of the week. Then we got a nice EP of the week for you at the end. And in between that, we got some college football. We're gonna give out our playoff rankings for college football.
Not a total 25, but just teams that we view right now as like your top 6 that we've seen so far. Those playoff teams, that top 4, and those teams that might make their way in.
6 to 8.
Yeah.
rough estimate of the amount there.
It's about another 10 days, 2 weeks till they come out with the playoff rankings. So
yeah,
looking forward to that.
Yeah. And after that, we will get into a little bit of NFL. And yeah, that's about it. So to start out things, as always, we will talk about our teams. And I'll start with Mims.
You want me just to be sour as hell and start off? You're not raring to talk about y'all winning 54-13. You want me to talk? Okay, fine.
What do you mean? My team lost the opportunity to go to a World Series.
That's fine.
I should be raving about a Jets win? No.
He scored 54 points. Anyways, I'll start. Fine. Anyways, so we played Ole Miss today, or not today. Sorry, Saturday. That's really that. We showed up. I mean, we were present. I don't know if we showed up like in metaphorical sense. We got our asses kicked. We scored the first drive, looked pretty good. And then from there on out, we just thoroughly got dominated on both sides of the ball. There's really no other way to say it. They kept running the ball on 3rd and long, which sounds stupid, but it kept working. So, like, more power to them. But, yeah, Lane Kiffin gets a pretty big win. Ole Miss hadn't beaten us in, I think it was 5 years. So, that's cool. Just losing that game. But, all things considered, it's expected. I'd like to be competitive in the games, but there's a lot going on. So to say it's surprising would be a lie.
Coach O just keeps making history you don't want.
I mean, he was undefeated against them till then. So that win streak started when he got there. So I can't really blame him for that per se. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But, it just sucks. Saints haven't played as of right now. They play tomorrow night, Monday night, when this drops. And, the Astros are going to the World Series against the Braves. Pretty sick time.
Now you want to start talking about the Astros.
I don't, me. I'm not a huge baseball fan. It would just keep it a buck with everybody. That's why I don't really been talking about it. I know Grant's a bigger baseball fan than me. That's why I didn't really get into it with him about the Red Sox Astros thing. But since they're going, I figured I'd mention it. And so
Cheaters.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, they are. That's fine. They play the Braves. Braves been red hot last few weeks, at least especially in the postseason. So it'll be a fun series. If tickets weren't $1,100, I would go to a game. But they are. So if Atlanta wins, I'm just gonna go party my ass off at the parade, because that'll at least be fun.
And free.
Yeah, exactly. Besides gas to get there and the alcohol I'll need to purchase. But that's neither here nor there. But, yeah, that pretty much sums up my sports weekend. How did yours go?
I mean, like I said, we did lose to the Astros 5-0. And so, like I said last week, I mean, we over exceeded expectations. We weren't even supposed to be in this game. So like I'm proud of our team, but at the same time it is disappointing because I thought, October Magic, we had a chance to make it go all the way. And if we were playing the Braves, I would like our chances.
It just hurts more that y'all were up 2-1.
Yeah, it does hurt. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I am proud of the team. So I'm not gonna sit here and like bitch and moan about this or that. I'm just gonna say I'm proud and looking forward to next season. Hopefully we make some good moves in the off season. I don't know. Would like to see some more pitching additions.
That would be crucial.
Yeah, I really think that's our biggest problem, and I think they know it. So we'll see. NBA, the Celtics are 1-2. We had a double overtime loss to the Knicks week 1. Excuse me. And then we lost to the Raptors badly. We haven't looked great at all, but we did beat the Rockets tonight to get our first win on the season. Jason Tatum, 12 for 24. Not terrible, not good though.
31 points, 9 boards.
31 points, yeah. I mean, that's what you want to see from Tatum, unlike what he was doing in week 1, throwing up 30 shots and making
Jalen
5, 6.
Had a game. Holy cow. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just saw that when I was looking through the stats.
Yeah, Jalen Green.
8 for 10 from 3 with 30 points.
We're a Jalen Green podcast, just to be expected. But yeah, I'm looking for us to just get into our rhythm and start winning games down the line. I think with just early season, it's a really new team. There's chemistry to be built.
You cut out there for a second.
Yeah, I mean, nah. I may have cut out for you. Did I? You think so? You think I cut out for everybody?
Not sure, but it sounded like you cut out on my end. Hold up. What did you say though? I'm just sorry.
So basically, all I was saying was like, I'm looking. This is a new team. There's chemistry to be built, and brand new head coach. He's never been a head coach before, so I expect us to just get better as the season goes along. Like that's kind of I kind of saw this coming. So slow start for the Celtics. And on the Patriots, we beat the Jets. I told you guys we'd do that. 54-13. Mac Jones had his best performance of the season thus far, and 24 for 36, 307 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's definitely what you want to see. A guy we have a lot invested in. I think he's going to be our guy for going forward for a pretty decent amount of time. I mean, he hasn't looked terrible in his rookie year, and I feel like that's all you really need to do to get like at least 4 or 5 years, unless you really start sucking it up. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like he has at least 4 years locked down right now. Bare minimum. I mean, yeah, Carson Wentz, but like okay, here's the thing. Mac Jones isn't going to take us to a Super Bowl right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Carson Wentz set the expectations too high.
Mm-hmm. He really did. And like, he's not a bad, I don't think he's good, but he's not a bad quarterback, And like,
oh no.
I'd say him and Mac Jones have similar qualities. But yeah, Mac Jones looked good. Damian Harris had 14 carries, 106 yards, 17.6 yards a carry or on average, and 2 touchdowns. It's a good performance for Damian, and we got our young guys some loving too. JJ Taylor, 9 carries, 21 yards, and 2 tutties, and he had a 15-yard carry. So you like to see that. Our leading receiver was Brandon Bolden, 6 receptions, 79 yards, 1 touchdown. And, like just hearing that Brandon Bolden being your leading receiver, like that just tells you all you need to know about this team. Like we might be struggling offensively because we don't have guys to throw the fucking ball to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
Like, I feel like talent wise, Jacoby Myers is probably our most talented receiver, right? Or like maybe Nelson Aguilar, maybe Kendrick Bourne. But like that's such a thin line of like C tier receivers, dude. Like we need something, And Kendrick Bourne had a good game though. 4 receptions, 68 yards. And he threw a touchdown, a 25-yard touchdown. And he had a 46-yard reception as well. So it was pretty good outing for Kendrick Bourne. Defensively, we had 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions from Kyle Duggar and JC Jackson. Kyle Duggar had himself a day with 9 total tackles, 7 solo. And yeah, that interception. So I mean, this team is just so wishy-washy. It's like back and forth. I want to believe in them, I want to believe we're going to make a wild card spot bare minimum, you know what I'm saying? But like, so we're not going to beat the Bills out for the division. That's just not going to happen.
Tried to tell you that the preseason.
I was getting my lies off, Mims.
We all do it. It's fair.
No. All right. So
take this into our college football run here.
Yeah, you want to start with our playoff rankings?
We'll get into that. Let me talk about a few things that I saw this weekend. Number 1, the Penn State, Illinois game? Yeah, it was Illinois. So it went to a quote unquote record breaking 9 overtimes, but this new overtime rule we got going, guys. It's after the second overtime or third overtime. It's been a day, man. So I might be mistaken, but it's one of those two. They exchanged 2-point conversions. Now I'm all for making this game overtime needs to be fixed because it's ridiculous and it takes way too long when they do it the old way. But this is just madness. Like one play from 2 yards out, like no one could get it because no one can develop a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm not gonna say it's easy to guard someone from 2 yards out, but it's just not really. I just don't like it. I would rather go back to the old OT than this version of overtime. Just not as compelling, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like both leagues fucked up their overtimes. NFL's even worse. Like, don't even give the other team a chance. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean,
NFL would be better off just adopting college rules.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I do like about NFL is getting the catch, knee hitting the ground, and you can still get up and run if nobody's touched. I mean, I like that. I mean, just nitpicky about that, but yeah, I think the new overtime's stupid, and don't let the 9 overtime fool you either. It was a terrible game.
Oh, it was bad. Like I said, neither one of them scored in these any of these overtimes, mind you, until I believe it was like the 8th overtime.
Yeah, so I mean,
just
Penn
have
State
an arm wrestling contest.
Penn State had 165 passing yards and 62 rushing yards. Like, that pretty much says all you need to know. And on the other side, I mean, Illinois was killing them on the run game. They had 38 carries for 357 yards, but that isn't 9 overtimes, mind you. And that's the offense being on the field for most of that time.
I mean, 9 overtimes though wasn't really 9 overtimes. That's my whole point. It's like one play each.
Yeah, and the final score was 20-18. So, I mean, it's just an ugly game. Illinois had 3 fumbles and lost 2 of them. And they threw an interception. And then, like I said, Penn State just couldn't get it going, man. Like, and they lost 165. I mean, they had every chance in the world to win the game. 9 overtimes against a team you should be beating. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
were they not like the 4th or 5th ranked team in the country like 1-2 weeks ago? You know, like
Exactly. There were 7 going into this week. They dropped all the way to like pretty low, like 20, I think.
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, if you can't get that done in 9 overtimes, like, who are you guys? Like, I think that kind of takes James Franklin out of that coaching conversation we were having about LSU, you know?
I still think he sits pretty high atop it. Since you bring it up, I'll just mention I'm not going to bring it up every episode because it's just going to be a 6-week long
Yes,
process. And I really don't. Be like, you brought it up this time, so I'm going to try not to, just because it's going to be a 6-week long process, and that's just there's only so much I can talk about. But it seems as though the candidates that are kind of like there's a top 5 that's pretty much come out at this point. And in no particular order, it's consistent of like Mel Tucker, Billy Napier, Joe Brady, James Franklin, and Lane Kiffin, I believe. Yeah, that's 5. Sorry, I was making sure I listed everybody. But yeah, those 5. I believe Brady's obviously at the top because alumni just want him real bad. But I don't know how attainable that is. According to media, it's pretty much just a foregone conclusion. If we offer Kiffin the job, he'll come, just because of the facilities and the resources you have at LSU are just much greater than Ole Miss, if you want me just to be honest with you. So that's another thing. And everybody just loves, this is reported by people close to Alabama sources saying that people at Alabama would be pretty nervous if LSU got someone like Billy Napier and Mel Tucker. So those are the names that are really coming to question. And the LSU president really likes James Franklin. So those are the reasoning behind those top 5s. But yeah, I'm not going to bore everyone to death with that. I just wanted to get that out there. But if we're done talking about the Penn State game, I would like to talk about Oklahoma versus Kansas.
Yeah, be my guest, man.
So Oklahoma tried their damnedest to choke again like they've been doing all year, and they pulled it out of their ass. Caleb Williams did a play that probably shouldn't have even counted, but it was pretty heads up at him. Since it does count, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't have thought to do it. Just took the ball out of his running back's hand after he basically got stopped and just ran it for the 4th down. So got to give him credit there. But it begs the question, if Oklahoma makes it, like, just runs this gauntlet they have going right now, do they even have a chance in the playoffs, like, with anyone? Be real.
I mean, does the 4th seed ever really have a chance?
Ohio State the first year.
I mean, yeah, but this year, whoever's 4 is playing Georgia. So
This is true.
I mean, I'd say it's pretty foregone that Georgia's 1 winning the Natty and 2 beating whoever the fuck they put in front of them. So to answer your question, no. And even if they did get like a 3 seed, I don't think they beat whoever they have at 2. I mean, unless it's Cincinnati. Then
That'd be a good game. I think that'd be a really good game.
I do like Oklahoma though. I think they have a good team. They're just really inconsistent, I guess. I don't know. I like.
They seem like a team that doesn't have an identity.
I guess you could say that.
Which is very like not normal for them, because usually they do a lot of zone read, but with Spencer Rattler they couldn't. Now they have Caleb Williams, so they're trying to incorporate it, but they haven't done it all year. You know what I mean?
I do like Caleb Williams though. I think he's a pretty good football player.
I'd say a lot of people tend to agree.
I mean, 15 for 20. It's not bad. Only 1 interception, 2 touchdowns, and it's not terrible. Against Kansas, it's not good, but I mean,
he's a true freshman at the end of the day, so say what you will.
Yeah, and then it's first real start, right? So
I think it's second, but yeah, still.
Yeah, it was a close one.
Road game. I mean, whatever the hell you want to say about it, like I said, but yeah. And undefeated Oklahoma State goes down. They lose to Iowa State. Brock Purdy had a hell of a game. Iowa State's quarterback, who I thought would have a really good year coming in, but Iowa State's really been a big letdown. I thought they'd be a sleeper team to win the Big 12 coming into the season, but the loss to Iowa really derailed them. So Brock Purdy had 27 for 33 passing with 307 yards and 3 touchdowns coming to this game, no turnovers. And his top target was Xavier Hutchinson with 12 catches, 125 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So Breece Hall is also able to find the end zone for this team. So really, Iowa State kind of looking like the team I thought they would look like all year coming into this game, and Oklahoma State kind of showed me what I thought they were coming into this game. I thought Oklahoma State was a good team, but I mean, the undefeated being number 7, I was like, this team is not a fringe playoff team for sure. But I think they're a top 15 team, and I think Iowa State's kind of showing me that they're showing me what I thought they were going to be all season.
You just can't fall in love with a team from Iowa. Is what we're learning.
Oh no, not at all.
A pair of them have broken each of our hearts, Mims.
Correct. That is absolutely right.
It's terrible because say Iowa State's in the runner's seat, undefeated here. You know, that's your team this year.
I'd be riding high because I remember the 3 teams I really liked coming this season were Oklahoma, Georgia. That's working out pretty well, and
Iowa State.
Yeah. So 1 for 3, depending on how you feel about Oklahoma, but I'm willing to say 1 for 3.
1.5 for 3.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It was a slow week in football all around, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. That's why we do some forward looking here. So this is where we dive into our playoff rankings here. So this is kind of just projecting what we saw this week and what we've seen all year, kind of off our eye test, who we think is the top 6, 7.
Yeah, this is what we would now. Let's make this clear here. This is what Mims. If Mims was in charge, this is who Mims would have in the playoffs. And if I was in charge,
based off my criteria,
yes,
this is not what I think the college football playoff is going to do. This is what I believe is the top, or from what I've seen so far, is the top 6 to 8 teams.
This is what I'd like to see, basically.
Yeah, because I think just from what I've seen, the football I've seen played, that I think it's pretty fair, pretty foregone and conclusive who the top 2 teams in the country are. But anyways, we'll jump into it. You want to go team by team? You want to start from 6 down to 1, or you want to go from 1 down to 6?
I'll let you leave it up to you since this is all your idea.
Let's go from 6 down to 1, and we'll go 1 by 1.
All right. You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
You can go first.
All right. So for 6, I have 3 teams. I have Michigan / Michigan State. So they play this week. So one of them will reveal themselves as fraudulent, and we'll have a clear-cut runner right there. And then the other team I have is Ole Miss, and I think they're on par with whoever is superior out of Michigan State, Michigan. And kind of with my 5th seed too, I think honestly, 4 of these teams are pretty even, but we'll get to 5 later. But yeah, those are my 3-6 slots.
All right. So since you had that, I had some on the bubble as well. So my on the bubble teams I had, and these are kind of like slot A, slot B for this spot. I had Ole Miss and Michigan State, 2 teams you mentioned as well. Ole Miss, since they're slacking they got from Alabama, is just really flex their muscles on everybody. And I'm not just saying that because they kicked the shit out of my team this weekend. They had a gritty win against Arkansas in a shootout. They beat Tennessee. I don't know if they played Auburn yet. I think they have. Could be wrong.
I think they play them next week.
That sounds right. They usually play around this time of year. But I mean, they've come out and shown pretty much Auburn. They've come out and showed what they've made or what they're made of all year, besides that Alabama game, which is really tragic because that should have been a big, even if they just hold it close in that game. I mean, I could easily see them in the top 5 of this list if they had, but getting your ass stomped out by what many perceive as a national contender will not help me see you as a national contender. But that takes me to my 6th spot officially. Who I have at 6 right now is a team that has underachieved. Whilst they're undefeated, they just looked very, very beatable. I got Oklahoma at 6.
Wow.
There's a lot of uncertainty
know if
right
I
there.
agree with that.
I just don't see them as a legit threat right now. As far as like what I've seen, they've looked beatable in every game they've played this year. including against Kansas, who might be one of the worst teams in the country, like in the Power 5 period. So it's hard for me to put them in the top 5 when I could have seen you losing every game if it wasn't for a few plays, especially compared to some of the other teams.
That's wild.
All right.
So my fifth team, to say that Oklahoma isn't better than Cincinnati is pretty crazy to me. Cincinnati has one respectable win on their resume. It's a Notre Dame. And since then, who have they beat? Oh, I don't know. Temple, UCF. They beat Navy, a 1-6 Navy by a touchdown. It's very unimpressive to me. I get that they're
27-10 at one point though. So
I mean, yeah, but that's not what you want to see. And who do they play going forward? Tulane, Tulsa, South Florida, SMU is ranked. I think that will be like, by then they will have been weeded out or proven themselves, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're a playoff team by my standards. They haven't proven to me anything yet, especially a touchdown win against the bad Navy team doesn't look good to me.
I mean, playing that triple option is always annoying. Like, I don't care how good you are. That's always
I understand that. I mean, I do have them at 5 though. Like I mean, they have my respect. Voice crack. Yeah. I just need to see more.
Well, we got them at the same spot. I got Cincinnati at 5 as well. The reason I have them over Oklahoma is that, yes, they have looked beatable, but the last team to beat Cincinnati in the last 2 years is Georgia. That's the only team to beat them in the last 2 years. Cincinnati returned a lot of that team last year. And yeah, like you said, they didn't really have a great game against Navy, but I bring up the counterpoint I just brought up. Service academies run that triple option. It's always a problem for teams, even dating back to the ACC when Georgia Tech ran it. Clemson always had problems with the triple option, like year in and year out, when they were a top 15 team, like pre-Deshaun Watson, pre-Trevor.
It's an insane offense.
That's what I'm saying. It's just not something you see every week, and it's not something like you prepare for it one time a year. So it's not like you really are going to gear your defense to sell out for that, like preseason. So that's why I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt there. They have a marquee win over Notre Dame, who is at the time right now the number 7 team in the country in the AP polls. So that stands out. But like you said, they just
that's what I'm saying.
They don't
like
have
they
any
do have my
wins.
respect.
That's why I don't have them in the top 4. But with a lot of the teams I have on here playing each other, pretty much, not to spoil anything, eventually this upcoming season, it's hard to see them not making the playoffs just with if they win out, which is very likely.
Yeah. So with all that being said, I have Oklahoma at 4, right above Cincinnati, and it's kind of hard to not have them here when they haven't lost, and that's not to say that they won't lose. And I mean, they still have to play a conference championship game, and even if they do win out, I mean, to me, they're the 3rd best team. I mean, 4th best team. Like, I don't like in the playoffs, like they've just looked shaky all year. Like you said, they're starting a true freshman at quarterback and he's looked okay. I mean, they didn't have a good game against Kansas, like we were talking about earlier. And, yeah, I mean, I just don't take them very seriously, if that makes any sense. But I do. I mean, you have to put some respect on their name for being 4, like, I mean, undefeated. Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah. They've won all their games. You can't deny that. But at the end of the day, it's the quality of the win is kind of how I look at it. They've had a few close calls. And
yeah,
let's certainly be real here. If Texas wasn't cursed, they should have lost that game. There's no way you can bank on coming back from 38 to 17.
And and like I said, they could lose and prove me totally wrong here at them being 4. They play Baylor, who is 1 loss and 16 in the country. They play Iowa State, which we were talking about earlier, and 1 loss Oklahoma State. So, and those are back to back to back. After this week, they play Texas Tech, who isn't a terrible football team, but I mean, not a team that Oklahoma should have no problem with. So,
Agreed.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, if they win out, yeah, y'all are 4, maybe 3, maybe even 2. But yeah, I mean, that's TBD, you know.
All right, that brings me to my 4th spot. I got a team that's kind of how you said about Oklahoma is kind of how I feel about this team, and you mentioned them earlier. And it's really just how they've gotten it done and their just attitude about it. I got Michigan, and it's for a couple things, and it's really on this. I mean, it's just how I feel. This is me projecting more than anything, which I shouldn't do, but I'm just doing it in this instance. I think they will win almost all the rest of their games coming this year. I believe them and Ohio State is going to be a fucking war. I think it's going to be a great game. Michigan has grounded everybody out. They've crammed the ball down people's throats. They got 2 running backs with 10 touchdowns already. They've had a few wars, but they've come out. They've dominated games they've needed to dominate. And they've had a really good defense. John Harbaugh, or is it John or Jim? That's the head coach for the Michigan, whichever
Jim.
one it is. It's Jim, yeah. But I get them confused all the time.
Right.
But yeah, they're the same fucking person.
They look, yeah, literally.
But anyways, he's kind of got his back to the wall and he's fighting out of it. They're 7-0 right now. They've got a few big games coming up. I got the schedule pulled up right here. They play Michigan State coming up this week. They got Penn State coming up later on down the line. Obviously, Ohio State. The remaining games this year are as followed: Michigan State, Indiana, Penn State, Maryland, Ohio State. Those are their last 5 games. And if they can get through those 5 games still undefeated, you can't tell me they're not a top 3 team in the country. Now, I don't know if they will. I think they win all these games. In my opinion, the Ohio State game in them is a complete toss-up, but it'll be very interesting looking forward to if Michigan can keep up this pace of play they're up right now, or they're on right now. Because if they can, it's hard to argue they're not a top 3 team in the country, in my opinion.
Okay, so we're basically kind of on the same page here. So, except we kind of differentiate in one spot, I guess. I have Ohio State at 3. And that is because I expect them to beat Michigan. I expect them to win out. I expect them to beat Michigan and kind of redeem themselves from that one loss they have. And they've looked really fucking good since that one loss, Mims. And
hell yeah. Oh yeah, they have.
Yeah, so I like Ohio State a lot. I like that team. Yeah, and going back to what you said about Michigan, why I put Michigan/Michigan State, one of them's going to win. Whoever wins that game, I think, is 6, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, this is kind of projecting a little bit, but I don't know. I'd probably move some things around.
It's hard to bet against Ohio State based off their track record.
Yeah, and they do look really fucking good, bro.
Jay Stroud's look really good.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of like Heisman buzz.
Kind of like why Bama's still up there. Like, it's kind of hard to bet against them given their track record. And Ohio State has done everything that they can to show that they are a legit team, and they really haven't they haven't slipped one time since
I would say since they lost to Oregon, they haven't blinked.
Yeah, they've put up literally in order 41 points, 59 points, 52 points, 66 points, 54 points. And they got Penn State this week. They're going to end up playing Michigan State and Michigan down the line. So I think they went out, and I think that I like Ohio State to get back in there.
Well, that brings me to my number 3 spot. And it was really, it was a pick 'em between 2 and 3 for me. But I have it a little bit different than you. I got Alabama at 3. And the reason why for that is that Alabama's loss is a little bit uglier than Ohio State's loss, just as the fact that I think Oregon's a better team than A&M. So that's really what it came down to there. Not to step on my number 2 spot, which is Ohio State. Just going ahead and get that out there. But Alabama's probably going to end up playing Georgia in the SEC championship game. I think it's a foregone conclusion. they just run the table, or they run the table from here on out. Unless LSU decides to pull a miracle, haha. But pretty much, there's not much to be said. They had that hiccup against A&M, which was ugly. That's the only reason I'm giving Ohio State the nod, because Ohio State lost to a ranked team at the end of the day. But it's like you said, it's hard to bet against A&M, or excuse me, Alabama, not A&M. It's very easy to bet against A&M. Yeah, really not much to say there. Not at the time.
Yeah,
they are now. They are,
yeah.
because they beat Alabama.
Yeah.
But are they ranked?
Yeah, they're ranked.
Okay. But yeah, they weren't ranked when they beat Alabama. But yeah, it's hard to bet against them. But yeah, also I got Ohio State at 2, like for all the same reasons you said. Since they lost that game, they've just been on fucking fire.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud getting deservedly some Heisman buzz with the numbers he's putting up. He's looked real incredible in these last few games. Just kind of growing into his role. I mean, obviously you're not going to look as comfortable week 1, your first start, as you are in the middle of the season. So props there for growing into his role and stepping up. And Ohio State is looking real good. If that defense holds up, they could make some noise in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I have Bama at 2. And I think it's just a coaching thing for me. I like Nick Saban better than I like Ryan Day. That's why I put Bama at 2. But I do like I like Ohio State's team better than I like Bama's. But I mean, that Nick Saban, So I have Bama at 2. And everybody knows we have the same number 1. It's Georgia.
Yeah, no shit. Like, I mean, if you didn't know that coming into this, you're dumb, and you should have known better, because they're easily and far and away the best team in the country. Like, it's not even a debate. I firmly believe that whoever plays Georgia, like, these 3 playoff teams are sacrificial lambs to them. This is not, we don't need to discuss this. And I'm now that I say this, I'm going to be wrong, and they're going to lose. It's going to be awful, and y'all are going to soundbite this and make me feel dumb. But that's fine, because I'm confident in saying that I think Georgia is hands down the best team in the country, and we'll prove that in January.
I agree. It's kind of hard to say anything otherwise. You can't score.
Yeah, you just can't. And if you can't score, you can't fucking win. It doesn't matter if they only score 30 points if you can't score 10. Like,
they haven't given up more than 13 points all season.
Yeah,
they've given up 13 points twice, and they gave up 13 to South Carolina, and that's when they had their entire secondary in, like their second string defense was playing.
Their starters on defense have given up 1 touchdown all year, and that was to Kentucky. Who's probably
and that was the other team who and Kentucky's offense is pretty respectable. So, like, I mean, there's not much else to be said. I mean, they're the real deal. Like, this is Georgia's
That is
year.
a generational defense. Yeah, I was about to say, if this isn't their year, then they're truly cursed. If the Braves lose and Georgia chokes, then it's like, I'll firmly believe the state of Georgia is just fucking cursed.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What if they both win?
The state would burn. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
That would be fun. Atlanta would be the most poppin' city in America.
I was about to say, we'd be driving down real quick. Be like, we're not even fans. We're just trying to have fun.
Yeah. Where's Gucci? Quavo?
Yeah, I was about to say, I'd be walking all through the streets of Atlanta with the celebrities just getting hammered. Hoping Ronald Acuna just pegs me with a case of beer.
It's like, Atlanta's the new New York City of the East Coast.
It'd be great. I think Atlanta's awesome. If you haven't been to Atlanta,
there's a lot to do. Like, there's some cities where you just go there and you're like, shit, what do I do? Like, go look at shit? Like, no, like, there's actually stuff to do in Atlanta.
Atlanta is the capital of the South, in my opinion, but that's a topic for another day.
No, I'd say so too. I mean, Miami isn't really the South, sure. Like, Miami is like just
its own country. Florida
different in general. Yeah, it's just its own country. So, like, yeah, you got to give Atlanta for sure.
Atlanta's mad lit if you've never been, but that's not the point. But yeah, that pretty much rounds out the playoff talk. I didn't really mention this to you earlier. I do have a few Heisman mentions just because we are getting towards the middle of the season. We got the obvious ones: Matt Corral, Bryce Young. I don't really believe Bryce Young is all that deserving of a Heisman win, but when you're a good quarterback at Alabama, you're going to get that buzz. Jeez, CJ Stroud. I was about to say, I just mentioned his name and it almost flew out my head. CJ Stroud, another guy who's making waves. But a guy that I want to talk about that's getting not a lot of buzz, but should be getting a lot of buzz, Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Now, Kenny Pickett. Now, some people might be saying this because of the Clemson game, but I've been looking at this kid since last week. We just didn't record till today, and I kind of noticed and saw his stats on Friday. Looked at some of his tape, just scrolling through the interwebs. But Kenny Pickett, after this weekend, this is before this weekend. Excuse me. 68.9% completion percentage, 23 touchdowns, 1 interception, 176.1 quarterback college passer rating, with 2,236 yards. Now, for comparison, this is Joe Burrows stats in 2019. 27 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2,484 yards. Now, little less touchdowns, a little less interceptions, a little less yards. He's playing with a lot less talent, though. So I'm not saying this kid's fucking Joe Burrow or anything like that, but to say he's not deserving of some Heisman praise after leading this team to beating Clemson, it's a down year, but they're still Clemson. They're still a very talented football team, and they went in there and won. They beat Tennessee. And it's not act like Pittsburgh is some great talent-rich team either. Like, he's going out there and getting it done. So I just wanted to give him his praise and say that he should be at least getting some talk. I don't think he should win just because Pittsburgh's not that caliber of team to warrant a Heisman Trophy winner unless they prove me wrong, which go right ahead, Pittsburgh. Do it. Prove me wrong. But definitely deserves a little bit of a shout out and some credit in terms of Heisman talk. But yeah.
Are they not as good as Johnny Football, A&M team when he won the Heisman?
Yeah, but A&M went in there and beat number 1 Alabama on CBS. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have that. They beat if Clemson was the Clemson they've been the last few years, they went in there and won. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, just wanted to give him his praises.
All right. Let's talk about a little bit of NFL here. Let's talk about the Chiefs and the Titans. 27-3 Titans. Patrick Mahomes got hurt towards the end of the game. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt of his defense not being good recently, but he was playing shitty when he was in. 20 for 35, 206 yards, no touchdowns, an interception. He had 6 carries, which was the most on the team, which is not what you want to see. 354 yards. No, not 354 yards. Excuse me. He had no. That's wrong.
Derrick Henry, Patrick Mahomes reincarnate. Yeah,
no. But he had 2 fumbles and lost one of them. So like he had 2 turnovers and almost 3. It's not what you want to see from Patrick Mahomes. And they just didn't produce today offensively, really. And their leading receiver was Byron Pringle, excuse me. 5 receptions, 73 yards. It's kind of concerning when you got Travis Kelce,
Tyreek Hill and
Mecole Hardman, who also had a fumble.
Just wasn't a great day.
Yeah, no.
Derrick Henry has more passing touchdowns than Patrick Mahomes. It's been a weird fucking day in football.
Did you say Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry had a passing touchdown today. Yes, sir.
That's unbelievable.
Only touchdown of the day for Derrick Henry was through the fucking air.
Yeah, I was about to say, Derrick Henry kind of had a slow day on the ground. 29 carries, 86 yards, no tutties.
I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to say that 86 yards is a slow day for him, but when you've been running for 100+ yards every game, yeah, we're gonna say that.
No tutties too. Like, if he had a tutty, I'd call it an okay game for Derrick Henry.
I mean, he had one. He threw it in. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Not the average game, but they didn't need it. They just didn't need it. AJ Brown was a monster today as well.
I was about to say AJ Brown had a little breakout game today. 8 receptions, 133 yards, 16.6 on average through the air. And
Seems
a
like he's getting
touchdown.
healthier.
Yeah, and he had a 46-yard reception. So, it's pretty good.
I would say he caught fire towards the second half of last week against the Bills. So kind of carried that momentum through.
Was getting at Mahomes today. I don't know what's up with that Chiefs O-line. They had 4 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and 9 quarterback hits.
I think I saw some stat today, that the Titans are average QBR, like defensively, they're giving up is like under 40. So they've been terrorizing quarterbacks all year. So, I mean, granted, Patrick Mahomes is believed to be superhuman, and I thought he was too. But apparently he is mortal today. I'm about to say they made him look mortal. So got to give the Titans credit there. They are looking like they've got a real solid defensive front out there.
Yeah. Just a surprising outing. The Chiefs are not good.
It seems that fucking way, which is insane.
They're 3-4, Mims.
Are they? I thought they were worse than that. I thought they were like 2-4, 2-5.
Nope, they're 3-4. The Saints have
Wins
a better
over
record.
Cleveland.
The Broncos have the same record.
We have a
Patriots
better record
have the Patriots have the same record. Madness, just absolute madness.
If I would have told you the Patriots and the Chiefs had the same record week 7,
I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah, like before the season started, you would have been like, "Oh, we're going to the fucking Super Bowl."
Yeah, and then I would have been, and I would have seen that they just played to our level instead.
You'd be like, "Mac Jones is the truth. We're in there now." But
Mac Jones will get. No, I'm in on Mac Jones.
He looked good today.
Yeah.
We talked on him already earlier.
He's looked like the best rookie quarterback. I mean, there's no denying that.
Yeah, I mean, granted, how you feel about Trevor Lawrence and his situation, as far as on-field production, yeah, he's definitely looked like the best quarterback.
He's made bad decisions too. Trevor has.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're talking about just like the counting numbers and what I've seen Mac Jones, but I'm not willing to cue all.
I think Trevor Lawrence is better receivers than Mac Jones.
Yes, but I also think Mac Jones is a much better coached team than Trevor Lawrence, and that matters a whole lot more than just sometimes than who you're throwing it to, and especially when everybody out there is an NFL football player.
Yeah, I guess so. But let's get into these Panthers. Or not? No, excuse me. Bengals, Ravens.
We'll get to you later, Carolina. But yeah, Bengals, Ravens probably. I'm not going to say I called it, but you told me last week you thought the Ravens were going to dominate or come out, or at least come out and win this game, and
I was wrong.
Yeah, you were. I call you a fool, Grant, for that one. But the Bengals, are they a legit playoff team, Grant? Like, do we see them making noise come playoff time?
Yes. No. Making noise? No.
As far as, like, at least, like, if they make it to the wild card, you think they win a playoff game is what I'm saying.
I don't know who they play in the wild card. That's my thing.
Out of the good teams in the AFC that we've seen so far, do you think they could beat them? Because the Ravens are probably going to be a playoff team, or at least so we thought, and they just came out and
they're going to win their division and
gave them a nice old spanking. It's what I'm saying. And if they can win, that might be one of the better divisions in football. So if they can win that, who's to say they can't win some playoff games here?
No, I'm talking about the Ravens are going to win their division.
Maybe.
No, they're going to win that division for sure.
That is debatable. The Bengals just came out.
If their team comes back and they get healthier, there's no way that the Ravens don't win that division.
I mean, I think a lot of the guys are out.
Lamar lost, but he didn't have a bad day.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. I think he's got to be in some type of MVP conversation now.
I mean, I would have to look at what his previous MVP season looked like and take a gander at that.
I don't think the counting numbers are the same, but if you're talking about just the on-field impact he has, and you talk about the most valuable player to a team,
the MVP has to be Kyler Murray.
But you take Lamar off that team is what, like, winless right now with fucking whoever the hell their backup quarterback is.
That is true. I was about
to say,
and if you take Justin Tucker off that team,
they have one less win.
Yeah. Important guy.
Worth noting.
Absolutely.
God bless the Lions. They try so hard.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow had a good day. Joe Burrow had
Yeah,
23 completions on 38 attempts, 416 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But
it was a lazy throw. I saw the play. He kind of was getting chased out of the pocket. It looked like the way he threw it, he was almost trying to throw it out of bounds, but just didn't get enough mustard on it and just threw it right into Marlon Humphrey's hands in the end zone. It was almost like a fuck it, try and get a Jamar play, but didn't work out this time. But speaking of Jamar Chase,
26% of Joe Burrow's attempts through the air were to Jamar Chase. That was 10 of them, Mims.
Can you fucking blame him after what he was doing?
And you know what? He caught 8 of them.
Yeah,
201 yards and a touchdown. An 82-yard reception, Mims.
Oh, that touchdown was – and it wasn't his usual touchdowns that we've seen in the past. Usually Jamar Chase is catching the ball way downfield and just burning guys. He broke some tackles here, got loose, and took off. And, I mean, dating back to his LSU days, he would get loose, but I didn't really see him breaking tackles like that. So that was kind of showing that big body he's got on him. But, yeah, no, is he a top 10 receiver in the NFL or top 15?
He's top 15. He's close to top 10. I'm not ready to say 10 yet. It's one season.
Right there at 10.
Yeah, I think he's like 11.
I think he's like 10. I think Justin Jefferson's like 9, like literally.
I don't know. We might have to make a wide receiver list at the end of the season for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're going to make me say this a few episodes in a row now. There's a lot of good football players, Grant.
Don't say it.
I said it.
Why? You take that back.
I won't. You can't make me.
That's ridiculous. I don't believe you.
The proof's in the pudding, mate. But yeah, no, Jamar Chase is a fucking monster. He's proving that they just don't need to have – they didn't need to draft a blocker, a lineman. They made the right choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Bengals, I think they're a legit team in this playoff conversation as far as winning a first-round game maybe.
They'll be there. They'll be there for sure.
I think they'll be there, and I think they'll win a game depending on who they play. As long as they don't get matched up
Yeah,
with like
I just got to see who they play, and I'll let you know.
I'm about to say the Bills or the Titans might cause problems, but if they play someone like, I don't know, the Chargers.
The Patriots.
Do like the Patriots make it. You're funny.
You don't think the Patriots can make it a wild card spot with the Bills as a 1 seed?
No, y'all are 3-4 right now. Why would I think y'all can make a wild card spot at this point?
Because look at
2 of your wins are against the Jets.
We went to overtime with the Cowboys, and we should have won. We lost to the Buccaneers by 2 points.
Lost to the Dolphins.
Fluke win. Our only concerning loss is goal, honestly.
Is that even concerning, though? Because we're a 500 team. Like I said, we're an average football team.
No, that is concerning. We should be winning that game.
And we were probably the most definitive loss y'all had, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all of our losses are really, really close. Like you can't say
I'm saying,
we're
but the
not
worst loss you had
wild card team. Come on now.
I just don't think y'all are. I mean, have y'all even played the Bills yet?
The Bills? No, we haven't played.
You got 2 games with the Bills left. I mean, you're already done with the Jets. You don't got any more gimmies there anymore. No offense to the Jets, but I mean, let's just be real. For y'all, that's a layup. And one more date with the Dolphins, who have already beaten y'all, which I don't think will.
Yeah, we play the Panthers, the Browns, the Falcons, the Colts.
Are y'all better than the Browns?
The Jags? Yeah, we're better than the Browns.
Are y'all?
Yeah, the Browns are yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who were the other teams you mentioned? There was one there. The Colts. Are y'all better than the Colts?
Fuck yeah. Shut up. Don't say that.
I don't know.
You're wild.
Y'all have the same record right now.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just got to see it, man. I'll look forward to that. I don't know.
You'll see when we beat the Chargers this week.
Probably not, but we'll see.
Beat them by 45 last year.
That's last year, not this year, but it'll be interesting to look
forward. With Cam Newton.
Yeah, and Anthony Lynn.
Okay, bud. All right. Let's talk about the Panthers.
Frauds.
Frauds.
Oh, we didn't go over our Peterman. Excuse me. Peterman Player of the Week.
Yeah,
mean
my
to step on
Peterman
you.
player of the week is Sam Darnold because he fucking sucks. He's a two-time Peterman player of the week. Unbelievable. First one in the history of the podcast. Congratulations, Sam Darnold.
Our
You were
multi-time winner. Peterman Player of
16
the
for
Week.
25, 111 yards, and an interception, and he got benched against the New Jersey Giants. Unbelievable. Disgraceful. Yeah, no, the Panthers are frauds. Sam Darnold's a bad quarterback, just like I told everybody when he got traded to the Panthers. He was worth a 6th-round pick. That's exactly what he's worth. And yeah, they're 3-4 now.
Not a penny more.
Yeah, not a penny more. Not a penny. Yeah, no.
And just because I forgot to mention it earlier, Peterman Player of the Week, DJ Uiagalelei with 12 for 25, 128 yards, 2 interceptions, a 34.4 quarterback rating, and he got benched. So congrats, DJ. You live close enough. I'll drive that T-shirt up to you, bud.
Yeah, that's
You'll get
Clemson's
personal.
quarterback.
You'll get
y'all
personal
didn't know.
delivery. Yeah, I was about to say, I kind of forget people might not know that just because we live in South Carolina. But yes, Clemson's starting quarterback who got benched in the loss against Pittsburgh. Congratulations, DJ. Your coffee mug, T-shirt, and ball cap will be delivered to you personally by me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hand delivered. But
yeah, the Panthers just didn't look great. They need McCaffrey to come back ASAP. Is Joe Brady a little distracted up there in Charlotte? Is he maybe thinking about other coaching opportunities, maybe? Or does he just have Sam Darnold?
yes.
You're like, just both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Yeah. I think Joe Brady's thinking about all the money he can get over there at Louisiana State University, Mims.
I mean, or any other NFL like coaching job. To be real.
I mean,
not even just them too.
He doesn't even have to be good in the NFL to get a lot of money. The LSU is right in front of him.
This is true. And
that's who y'all want the most.
Oh, for sure. Like, duh. That man showed there was really one thing that changed from 2018 to 2019, and it was that guy. And he made everything change. Now, granted, like I said, he didn't call the plays at LSU. Steve Ensminger did. But if you make that much of a difference, you're clearly doing something fucking right. And if you're getting enough credibility to be able to get called in for head coaching interviews in the NFL, again, you're clearly doing something right. But, yeah, they just didn't have a great outing today. The Giants really gave them business. It's really not much else to say. I think Daniel Jones he didn't catch a touchdown, but I know he caught a pass. Just fucking hilarious. He can do anything besides actually be a real quarterback.
He can do it all, Mims.
But be a quarterback, and it's just awesome.
He's just okay at everything. He can kind of throw. I mean, he's got a good arm.
He's got a good arm, but is he a good decision maker? No.
He's an okay quarterback. He's an okay receiver, and he's a above average running back.
Leave it to the fucking Giants to draft an Eli Manning clone.
Yeah, why would you want? Yeah, they cloned Eli Manning. Why would they do that? They just made him smarter.
Smarter, a little bit taller and faster, but like doesn't breathe out of his mouth. That's like it.
Eli Manning's just goofy son of a bitch. If I've ever seen one.
His number got retired. Did you see Ole Miss had their fucking end zones painted and it said Manning in it? It looks so weird.
Yes.
It was like visually unappealing as they ran in there every single time for 31 like unanswered points against us. It was great.
It's very weird.
Didn't like it. Didn't like that his grandson, or not his grandson, excuse me, he's not that fucking old. His nephew got to see that either.
It's very weird. So it was a slow week in the NFL. The Bills, Cowboys, Vikings, Steelers, Chargers, and Jaguars were all on a bye. And that's a good chunk of teams. So we didn't have too many
6 of
games.
32 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, the games we did have were very lackluster and competition. So there's not really much else to talk about as far as NFL goes.
I was about to say Colts 49ers is really the best game we had going tonight, and that was just because it was so goddamn ugly with the weather that it was hard to get anything going for both teams besides cramming the ball down each other's throats, which luckily that's what both teams are good at. But other than that, yeah, just a real slow week.
Slow week indeed.
All right. So what we got, the EP of the week now?
Yeah, I think we got the EP of the week. Would you like to start? Or would you like me to start?
You can start, sorry.
All right. So this past week, even before last episode we had, been listening to that new Maxo Cream, Weight of the World. It's a good fucking album, bro. It's a good album. The song I have picked out of it this week is Worthless. It's just a good song. I love me some Maxo Cream, bro. Yeah, I definitely recommend everybody give that a spin. Maxo delivered once again. He had some good features on there too, so I definitely recommend Joe go check that out. But Worthless, Maxo Cream on Weight of the World, great song. That's my first song for the EP of the week.
Yeah, my first song for the EP of the week is Solo by Future. If you don't like our Future, I don't like you.
I agree.
Future is our toxic king, and we will respect him as such. Future is just a great artist. I joke about Future being toxic, but even in general, like if you don't want to just a toxic
Future,
gentleman, he's
Future
just a great artist for
music.
everyone. He's got bangers. I was about to say the songs with Drake. He's a versatile artist. He's great. I love Future. He deserves all the respect and all the praises. But yeah, Solo by Future, probably
from Atlanta.
Also, correct. If I saw Future while we were down there parading, if the Braves won, I would be ecstatic to say the least. I don't know. I don't think I'd know what to do with myself. But yeah, no.
I might faint. I might fall out.
Oh, I would. Solos might be one of his best songs too, so got to give that its praises. So yeah, Solo by Future, definitely on the EP of the week. Of course.
Pick. All right, my second song, an oldie, but a goodie. It's off of Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z, one of his earlier projects. Dropped in 1995. Wasn't even alive. The song I got picked out of that project, Brooklyn's Finest, featuring Biggie Smalls. Just a great song, man. I've been listening to kind of, everything this week. I'm just kind of shuffling around and brought me to some Hove, and I've been kind of on that wave lately this week. And Brooklyn's Finest now. You can't go wrong with some Jay-Z and Notorious, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just a combo you can't get enough of.
See, am I weird for not liking Jay-Z as much as everybody else?
Yeah, you are, because Jay-Z is nice.
No, I agree he's nice, but I feel like everybody, like a lot of people like him way more than me. I'm just kind of like, he's good, but
then I would be one of those people, because I think Jay-Z is he made me cry.
He's fine. That's my opinion on Jay-Z. It sounds fucked up, but yeah.
That's crazy.
I've been called that many a times. Isn't the first, won't be the last. But yeah, that brings me to my second pick, which is Best Rapper Alive by Lil Wayne. It's just
I was on that wave, that Wayne wave earlier, a couple episodes ago.
Correct. I was about to say it's from the Carter 2. It's really good. It's linked to there's an interlude before called On the Block Number 1. It's a skit that leads into the song. So honorable mention to that because it does make the list
because of the transition.
The transit, correct. It does help bridge everything together. That whole album is just fucking fantastic. But Best Rapper Alive, has a really nice guitar sample. Wayne is just, it's vintage Wayne. And it's got some nice, it's just vintage Lil Wayne at his finest. I can't say anything else about it besides that, and just go give it a listen.
Oh yeah. Another banging EP. Can't get enough of these. Worthless Maxo Cream, Brooklyn's Finest Jay-Z, and then Mims Picked.
Future or Solo by Future and Best Rapper Alive by Wheezy.
Yes.
Lil Wayne, for those of you who don't know his fucking nickname, you weirdos.
Wheezy F baby.
Oh yeah. So you got a prediction for the World Series coming up?
I want the Braves to win really bad, but the Astros will probably win because they're a better baseball team. And the Braves don't have Acuna, and that's their best player. So,
They not having your best player does in fact matter.
Yeah, it does, and I think having him would help a lot. And obviously they made the World Series, so like they're a good baseball team. But I genuinely believe that the Astros are better top to bottom, and I think they probably get it done. But I think the Braves might take 2 or 3 from them. It might go to 7. Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pulling for him. I definitely don't want the Astros to win. I wish it was us there, but I definitely think the Astros got him.
Yeah, Strozen 4.
Damn,
but yeah.
Is that like a legitimate prediction?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that to say that because I'm a jackass.
I was like, gee whiz, Mims.
Yeah, I'm that confident now. But yeah, that's all I got on my list. Anything else you want to talk about?
Paulo Costa sucks. Fuck
yeah,
that
he lost
guy.
to Marvin Vittori, unanimous decision after moving the fight up 2 weight class or 1 weight class. Excuse me. They were going to fight at a catch weight at 196 at first, but it got bumped up to 205, and Marvin Vittori just fucking outclassed him.
It was a good fight though. Like they were.
Oh hell yeah, they were
throwing them things. I missed the first round and caught the second. Like I literally caught as soon as the second begun, and I watched the rest of the fight, and it was a good fight. But
oh hell yeah,
yeah, no.
Vittori looked like the more sound fighter.
Yeah, no. Paulo Costa doesn't suck, but fuck Paulo Costa. We don't like
just
Paulo
for
Costa.
he has that bitch attitude about him. Not saying he's a bitch, because Paulo Costa would absolutely just fucking pound me into the ground. Like
That's what any UFC fighter. Honestly.
Correct. I was about to say, so like, granted, obvious, I know this when I say all this about these guys, but yeah, Paulo Costa's overall general vibe is bitchy, so don't like him for that. Also, a shout out to Shakur Stevenson, who captured his first title this week in the junior lightweight title, 17-0, silver medal Olympian. Next up in the boxing world, so keep an eye out on that. If y'all didn't know, me and Grant are decently competent when it comes to combat sports and pay attention. So with things pick up, which they have been the last few weeks as far as that goes, we might be talking about that a little bit more. You guys let us know if that's something you would like.
Yeah, we could definitely bring on some people that know a little bit more than us. And
yeah, I was about to say, we're not casual heads, but we're definitely not hardcore fans either.
Yeah, but yeah, we like watching guys get beat to pulp. It's fun.
Yeah, it brings us back to our primal, like, Roman gladiator days.
Yeah, back in the day, a couple lifetimes ago.
Yeah, like many moons ago.
Yeah, back when I was the reign of the Roman Empire.
Yeah,
good.
We were there. You remember that?
Yeah, you guys remember. It was just last week. All right. Well, you got anything else?
Follow us on our socials at the exclusive pod YT if you haven't already. And if you have, tell a friend to as well. And if you do, we'd really appreciate it. But as always, like, share, and subscribe. And yeah.
That is if you enjoyed the show. If you didn't enjoy it, thought it was boring, just don't fucking talk about it, please. No
Tell
need.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell us. We're always open to some constructive criticism. So
Oh yeah,
again,
absolutely.
guys, if you've been rocking with us since episode 1 and you've made it all the way here, mad respect to you as well, and appreciate that.
Yeah.
If this is your first episode and you made it all the way through here, appreciate that as well.
Yeah, it was a
And
slow
hope you
week in
stick
sports
around.
this week, so like stick around and even come off season. We got some fun stuff planned for some episodes. We got some good discussion topics. Probably gonna have some more guests on, and yeah, definitely keep an eye out for stuff to come in the future.
Yeah. I was about to say, pretty slow week as well for us on the socials. It was pretty busy for both of us this week. Grant was moving. I had a lot as far as work and everything, and I was traveling back and forth from Columbia, visiting family. So probably going to be more active on our socials as well. So look forward to that, because I know we've been we were pretty quiet on that front the last week or so. But yeah, again, like I said, thanks for listening, guys. As always, we'll be back. Thursday is when we'll drop. Usually
Yeah.
record Wednesday night and post it Thursday. So again, guys, thank you for listening. See you guys next week. This is Mem saying later.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Until next time, you guys take it easy.